Imagine a wall that cost about 5 lakh lives to build. It took about 2,000 years to build this wall. And many empires went bankrupt at its cost. Stretching across rivers, ponds, deserts, and mountains to the sea, this wall is not only the world's largest man-made structure. It is one of Saptacharya's and one of the magnificent architectural monuments, and this is the Great Wall of China. Spanning 21,196 kilometers, this wall is as popular as its history is shrouded in mystery. But the question is, why this Great Wall of China was built? What is the relationship with the dragon? Why is it called the world's largest cemetery? Why is it seen as a failure after all these years of hard work? So please watch the full video. And new friends must press the subscribe text on the side and select all options of the bell icon. The Great Wall of China is the longest wall in the world. However, it is not a straight wall, but is made up of several blocks. Even today, many parts of this wall extend parallel to each other and in different directions. The total length of this wall is about 21,196 kilometers by combining all the segments. You can easily understand how long it is. If you expect to travel 3 times from Kashmir to Kanyakumari in India, this wall will be equal in length. But today, a large part of this wall has been destroyed. In 1985, Yahoo Huidong and his 2 friends managed to complete the journey from one end of the wall to the other for the first time. They had to endure a lot of hardships on this journey, and it took them 510 days, i.e., 17 months. After these 3 people, no other person has been able to cross this wall till date. This wall stretches from the sea and ice-covered desert in the north of China to the Yellow River. Its path includes high mountains, steep rocky areas, arid deserts, snow-covered areas, rivers, lakes, and seas. The wall stretches out through the various scenes of nature in such a way that from a distance it looks as if it is swaying. Perhaps this is why the people of China call it the Stone Dragon, which protects them from foreign invasion. Many people in China believe that thousands of years ago, a dragon flew and marked the path of this wall, and later workers followed the dragon's trail to build the wall. In fact, according to Chinese belief, the dragon is a symbol of Shakti Prabha and the divine power that protects them, as water symbolizes life-giving wisdom and goodness. Similarly, they consider the dragon as the bearer of certain virtues. The Great Wall of China is associated with this belief. This wall not only protects them from enemies, rather it is also a symbol of good governance. There are many myths about the relationship between dragons and the Great Wall of China. But if we go beyond fiction and see from the perspective of history how this Great Wall was built, then we have to go back to the history of China 2,000 years ago to see this scene. The period in which people started farming in China's Shandong province, they used the water of the Yellow River to irrigate their land. At that time, there were some empires around China, like Mongolia, Manchuria, and Xinjiang. Among those who lacked fertile land, especially in Mongolia, Mongolia had thousands of kilometers of desert. As a result, the people of that region depended on cattle rearing. On the other hand, the people of China's Xinjiang province were well organized, and the various tribes scattered among the Mars used to raid and plunder the province of Xinjiang and take away the riches. To avoid this problem, some people in China then elected a king and decided to build a high wall around that border. At that time, Emperor Qin Shi Huang started the construction of this Great Wall in 223 BC. But such a long wall was not possible for a single empire to build. So later, many more empires took part in the construction of this wall, and it took about 2,000 years to build the whole wall. During this long time, the kings of China employed the most skilled architects and engineers of their time in this work. More than 20 lakh laborers participated in the construction of this wall. Common people were recruited in large numbers. Even prisoners were sent to work on this wall as punishment. They were engaged in building this wall for 4 years. If you look at this wall today, you will see that part of it is dry desert. Some parts are high and rocky mountains where it is almost impossible to climb. Dense forests are spread around these hills. During the construction of the Great Wall in such a harsh environment, the workers had to endure great hardships. It is said that for 2,000 years the work of building the wall went on at such a pace that the workers could not return home for years, had to work 16 to 18 hours a day. But he could not eat properly. The cruel rulers of China used to torture them inhumanely. In the freezing cold, the workers had to sleep around the walls. As a result, many died of cold and disease. Some would die without food. Some people lost their lives by falling into ditches while building a wall. So fast was the work that the dead were taken to the villages or towns.